Oh my god. I match my sofa. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know, hi, my name is Ed Jane and I am currently a medical graduate from... And right now I am in Thailand and currently I am preparing for the PLAB exam. And for those of you who have been following my channel for a while, you probably be having these kinds of reaction. Yeah, Jane, what's going on? You started off as a USMLE channel. Yes, there is a reason behind that. Since I have been AWOL for a while, I think that I have a lot of explaining to do. But let us save that for a later video. So anyways, in this video, we are going to tackle about... Yep, the materials I used to study for PLAB. Let's start off with today's date. Today is March 29, 2020. And initially I had an exam for PLAB 1 on March 12. But because of some incidents, I was not able to attend, unfortunately. So right now I have all the time in the world until my next exam, which is on June 25th, I think. I have to recheck that again, but yes, on June 25th. So today, since I have been preparing for this exam for quite a while, I want to share with you all of my experience and hopefully it would help you guys out. So let's get started. So first, let's talk about our baseline knowledge, which I am sure everybody has a different baseline knowledge. And I am gonna talk as through my own personal baseline, which I have started studying for this exam. Prior to preparing for this exam, I was already an intern in one of the hospitals in Thailand. So I pretty much have clinical experiences. Let's get started with the materials I use. And I just want to put it out there that none of these is sponsored. Okay. Anyways, my first material that I have used on the start of my clinical rotations since forever was called OnlineMedEd. Now, OnlineMedEd is a US-based study material, but the fact that I am recommending this for almost anyone is that because this particular material made by Dr. Dustin has a really great explanatory process method that teaches you how to create a differential in your head. It teaches you the pathways, it teaches you what's the best next step to diagnosing something, and especially it is quite realistic to the fact that you would start off with something that's cheap, then you would go through something that is more expensive. So that is why I am recommending this material particularly as a first material you would use to study. Now, let's talk about PLAB. So right now I'm currently taking the PLAB 1 exam, and there is no particular set of materials or anything like recommended books or anything like that out there on the internet. So the only thing that I find quite consistent out there for a PLAB 1 material is question banks. And aside from that, it would be the Clinical Oxford Handbook, which looks something like this. but we will talk about that handbook in later. But now let's talk about the Qbanks. I am currently using 2 Qbanks, and the first one, technically I'm using 3, but 2 of it is quite similar to each other, so I consider it 1. So the first one that you'd probably see on the internet for free is called the 1700 question bank for the PLAB exam. And you could find this floating throughout the internet. And what this does, it gives you a general introduction on how the question stem of the PLAB exam is like. Which in every exam I would recommend everybody to try doing questions, mock exams, because you could have a general idea of how the questions would turn out like. So this first 1700 question Qbank is similar to the second Qbank which I have purchased. It's called the Plabable Qbank, and honestly when I tried doing the 1700 questions first, then doing the Plabable, it kind of, most of the questions kind of repeats itself. So as a bigger scope, Plabable has more questions, which also have some repeats from 1700. So in the end, I was just doing Plabable, and I did not really look at 1700 questions. So yeah, that's the thing. So that is why I consider these 2 Qbanks to be 1 Qbank. Yes. So in Plabable, the difference of Plabable and 1700 is that in Plabable, they give you an explanation to the answer. And they also give you links where you could click on it and read more about that particular disease. So it is really, really convenient. However, once you do the PLAB, you could not reset anything. So sort of to get over that, before I would answer my questions, I would take a photo of the question itself without the answers so I could review it one more time. But that is if you have enough time, of course. But some people just prefer to answer them straight ahead, but for me, I like looking at blank sheets because I'm kind of cuckoo up here a little tiny bit. Yes, so that is how I use the Plabable question banks. And the third Qbank that I am currently using is called Passmed. However, Passmed and Plabable has a different type of question. I would say Passmed, they would go down more to the mechanics, to the pathology of something, as to Plabable, where it's more of a clinical oriented questions. So more or less familiar with the Plabable first, then try grabbing out other knowledge from other types of Qbank and questions. So basically, if you have time, which I think most of us right now do, you could probably do both if you have the motivation to do it. I am sure that there are many other Qbanks out there, but I have not tried any of it yet. That's the only 2 things that I have tried, so that is all that I could tell you about the Qbanks. So now the third one, it's practically a reference book, which is the Oxford Handbook. Yeah. So this Oxford Handbook, to be honest, I haven't taken a sneak peek at it at all. Now, I have a good reason why. Number 1, because Plabable provides me a good link and a good explanation that I kind of just understand and read through. Number 2, it's a reference book, which means there are many, many details for one disease. And I do not think I have the bandwidth in my head to crunch all that in. So some people would use it for a reference book, but I do not. I just don't. Yeah. It tells so much about me. I feel so exposed. So yeah, those are practically the 3 materials that I have used to gain knowledge, do questions. I hope that is a clear-cut, a general guideline you guys could probably use. And since right now we are at the quarantine time, currently in Thailand, we are not allowed to go out anywhere. So practically I have a lot of free time on my hands. So right now, hopefully I could share you a journey of me studying throughout this whole 2 months of lockdown, quarantine, and whatnot, and we could probably even turn it into a series. Who knows? So if you like my content, please do hit the subscribe button and put on the notification bell so each time I post a video, you guys would be the first to know. And if you want to get in touch, please drop a message down in the comments below. It makes me really, really happy to see you guys. So without further ado, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!